Thanks for having me. Yeah, big lineup this year, 21 shows.
21 shows. Is that the most shows that they have had? That's a lot of shows.
You know, we were trying to figure it out, and I think since the Ron's have managed Indian Ranch, it's by far the biggest lineup.
I was just going to say, that's a huge lineup. For anybody who has not been to Indian Ranch, kind of give us a little bit of the history. It's been around for many years, but as you just pointed out, new ownership within the last 10.
Sure has, yeah. 64th season, so they've been done 64 years of country shows. Basically, it kind of started out, it's a campground, really, on beautiful scenic Webster Lake, and they started doing these kind of camp-out, sit-around-the-fire type things, and it developed over the years, and over the years, they've had virtually everybody who's anybody from Nashville play there. I mean, Johnny Cash, Kenny Chesney, Brad Paisley, all those guys have come through there and paying their dues on the way up.
So when it started, it really was country music.
Yeah, for the most part, yeah. Not quite back to Hank Snow or Hank Williams, but it really was, and a definite tour stop for the Nashville people. In fact, I was thinking that Indian Ranch is probably more well known in Nashville as a tour stop in New England than it is around here, which you know, it falls on me to try to promote it.
Yeah, so. Isn't that funny? So we're going back to 64 years, all these legends who have played there. But now it seems to me that we've started to see all different kinds of groups. Charlie Daniels always plays there. I don't know how many years this is going to be.
Last year was his 20th appearance. It'll be 21 years this year.
21 years.
And he turns in a great show. And he's on that Geico commercial too.
Right. Every time, Charlie Daniels. It's not summer unless you have him out there at Indian Ranch.
Oh, that's great. And this year the 50th anniversary of Loretta Lynn. So and actually the whole concert list, there's kind of some classic country artists, some of the newer younger guys, and then there's a smattering
rock and
of the
roll
classic rock for
a little Creedence Clearwater Revival Revisited.
Absolutely.
A little
We've got
Starship.
38 Special kicking it off July 10th, and Grand Funk Railroad, which really had a kicking show.
This has got to be a number of years for Grand Funk Railroad. I mean, do they play anywhere else in America except Indian Ranch? But they play there every year.
It seems that way. Well, you know, being the conservative folks, when they get something that works, they like to stick with it. And they do turn in a great show, so we're looking forward to that too. But
one thing I do want to say, this is why, and then we'll have you run down the list, because I just wanted to make sure that when we talked about what Indian Ranch is, for anybody who has not been there, you got to wear the sunscreen. I mean, it's outside. I mean, sometimes I think people go and they don't quite understand what it is.
That's the beautiful part of it. It's right by the lake. There's a beach there. There's the pavilion, the banquet hall, and then the amphitheater, which they've built up over the years, is an overhang. You can sit underneath, but by and large, and I often say this, there's really not a bad seat. The general admission seats are just as good as the seats up front. If you want to sit up front, that's cool too. We encourage that. But it's a great place to see a show. The sound's great, and you get to jump. The kids can come, swim, you know, just have a great time.
It really is a whole
very
family day.
And the parking is free, as always. Yeah. So it's a real counterpart to some of the more expensive venues.
Great. All right, so who's coming?
Well, really quick, because we have these 21 shows, I just wanted to mention the tickets. They've released the tickets in 3 different waves. So this Saturday at 10 o'clock through IndianRanch.com. These are the tickets that are going on sale. Loretta Lynn, the 29th of August. Jody Messina, who's from the Framingham area, grew up in Holliston. She had a great show.